In a land where mountains whisper ancient secrets, where rivers carry memories of forgotten gods, a darkness rises, unstoppable, merciless, devouring kingdoms one by one. The kingdom of Arantha had prospered for centuries. Its lush valleys, sky-touched temples, and rivers of crystal blue water were said to be blessed by the gods themselves. But blessings like seasons can change. On the horizon rose a storm named Varaksh, the Shadow King. He conquered 12 kingdoms in 6 years, each battle more devastating than the last. His armies marched like thunder, his generals struck like lightning, and now his eyes turned to Arantha, the last independent realm. But Arantha had something no other kingdom possessed, a prophecy. The prophecy of the phoenix. High in the mountains lived Maharishi Dhyana, the ageless sage. Rumors said he had lived for 1,000 years. Whether truth or myth, one thing was certain. When he spoke, kings listened. One twilight, as the sun bled across the sky, he summoned Princess Vaishani. His voice echoed across the still lake beside them. Child, the phoenix rises only when the world is at its darkest. Seek the one who carries fire in his blood. Only he can stand against the Serpent King. Vaishani's heart raced. There is no warrior left who can defeat Varaksh. Dhyana smiled faintly. Not a warrior who stands in the palace, but one who hides in the shadows of exile. The exiled prince. Far from the kingdom, in the mist-laden forests of Ravanth, lived a man known only as Aravan. Once a prince, once the pride of Arantha, now a ghost wandering the wild. Banished years ago under false accusations, Aravan carried a burden heavier than any armor. Betrayal by those he trusted most. Every sunrise reminded him of a kingdom he once called home. Every night he wondered if destiny had forgotten him. So when Princess Vaishani appeared at his forest dwelling, he did not bow, nor did he welcome her. He simply asked, "Why have you come?" Her answer was simple. "To bring you back." Aravan looked away. "The kingdom rejected me." Vaishani stepped closer, her eyes unwavering. "Your kingdom needs you now. The prophecy speaks of a phoenix, and whether you accept it or not, Aravan, you are that phoenix." For a long moment silence hung between them. Then Aravan whispered, "Prophecies burn those who follow them. But ignoring destiny," she replied, "does not extinguish it." Something awakened in Aravan that he thought dead. Hope or fire. The March of War. Varaksh's forces crossed Arantha's borders within days. Villages burned, fields fell silent. Fear spread faster than flames. His most feared commander, the Iron Giant General Kavut, led the assault. Kavut was a man carved from war, a giant whose strength was legendary, whose loyalty was absolute, or so it seemed. For deep inside, the general battled a silent storm. He admired strength, but Arantha's people showed courage, not fear. Their cries unsettled him, but Varaksh demanded conquest, and the world bent before Varaksh. The return of the phoenix. On the 15th night of war, a horn echoed across Arantha's capital, a horn long believed forever silent. The lost prince had returned. The people gathered on rooftops and balconies as Aravan rode through the gates, armor gleaming like burning dawn. The city erupted, not in panic, but hope. Torches brightened, drums thundered, even the wind softened. Aravan stood before the king and council. "I do not return for the throne," he said. "I return for Arantha." Yet doubt lingered. Could one man turn the tide? Maharishi Dhyana entered the hall at that very moment. His presence was like still water before a storm. The fire within him, the sage declared, is not of flesh, but of destiny. And with that, the choice was made. Aravan would lead Arantha's resistance. The Great Clash of Dusk Dune. The armies met in the desert plains of Dusk Dune, where the setting sun painted the sands gold and the shadows long. Varaksh rode on a chariot forged of blackened steel. His laughter echoed across the barren land. "Aravan," he called out, "the world bends to strength. Kneel, and Arantha shall live." Aravan stepped forward, eyes blazing. "A king who conquers without mercy rules a kingdom of ashes." And the battle began. Swords clashed like thunder. Arrows darkened the sky. War cries rose to the heavens. Aravan fought at the front, a whirlwind of steel and fire. But as the armies clashed, something unexpected happened. General Kavut hesitated. He watched Arivan protect the weak, shield the fallen, and charge back into danger again and again. This was not the enemy he was told about. A crack formed in the Iron Giant's loyalty. The turn of the tide. As midnight approached, Varric and Aravan faced each other amidst the swirling chaos. Varric unleashed his dark blade, powered by ancient forbidden magic. Aravan staggered. The darkness threatened to swallow him whole. But then, Vaishani stepped forward, chanting an ancient hymn taught by the sage. A soft glow wrapped around Aravan. Strength surged through him like a tidal wave. And in that moment, something extraordinary happened. General Kavut turned. He roared. A kingdom that protects its people deserves victory. With a single strike, he shattered Varric's front lines from within. The entire battlefield shifted. Aravan rose with renewed fire, clashing with Varric in a storm of sparks and fury. Blades met, magic flared, the ground trembled, and with one final blazing strike, Aravan shattered Varric's serpent crown. The Shadow King fell. The rise of a new dawn, silence followed. Then cheers erupted across the desert. The war was over. General Kavut knelt before Aravan. "Forgive me," he said quietly. Aravan placed a hand on his shoulder. "Today you chose righteousness. That redeems more than you know." Vaishani approached, her eyes shining. "You have fulfilled the prophecy." Aravan smiled. "No, we fulfilled it." Arantha rebuilt, stronger than ever. The phoenix had risen, not in fire, but in hope. And thus began a new era in the land of Arantha, an era where power served justice and destiny walked beside the brave.